MaJaMa Jams is brought to you by the uncertain future of porn.
MaJaMa.
Pronto? Ispettore Acchiappa.
Pronto, ispettore. Mi seguite? Non vi vedo.
Mi seguite? Dove state? Mi sentite? Ditemi.
Ispettore, dovete venire subito. C'è un ragno in giro. Mamma mia, ma dove sta?
Welcome back, everyone, to MaJaMa Jams, a show where we discuss other people's work to avoid doing our own. And today, once again, we have rocketed into the Scraps corner of the MaJaMaverse, except this week, my friends, it is what you may call a very special Scraps. Pretty damn excited about this one. I told the guys I was eager to get into it. Now, if you follow us even minutely and have a peripheral knowledge of MaJaMa and their interests, you know that we have been trying to force this Italian filmmaker onto the world. We're literally trying to infect the world with him, like trying to make a new Tommy Wiseau happen. That name is none other than Enzo Sorrentino, from this man's home continent, an Italian filmmaker we discovered and have become obsessed with because, holy cow, it is incomprehensible to the nth degree. And we have no idea what's going on. So for a couple of months there, we featured Enzo's on the channel. This man here made contact, talked back and forth with him. We got permission to put up the exclusive subtitled versions. And once again, my friends, no other channel on the internet has subtitled Enzo Sorrentino movies for your so bad it's good viewing pleasure. But then something happened.
There's got to be a reason why no another channel have tried to post this.
Because no one on earth wants them.
Sì.
Yeah.
But this gentleman, Enzo Sorrentino, who's a GD sweetheart, he's a very sweet man, and regularly contributes money to animals, and beyond anything we may say about his movies, he really does seem like a wonderful, sweet man. And he extended his olive branch and he said, hey, you wacky Americans that wanted to be part of my world, would you like to be in one of my movies? So guys, I don't know how many of you have seen it. You know, these things are sparse. Movies, especially the first part. We'll get into it. But today we are breaking down an Enzo that actually features yours truly. MaJaMa has crossed over into the Enzoverse, and we're going to break down the whole story and process of this, and also the movie, as usual, is quite, insert adjective here,
cattywampus.
So, Matteo, talk to us, if even possible, about La Inspectatore Spideracacce.
L'ispettore Acchiappa Ragni, which literally means the inspector's spider catcher, because it's a series of pixels that describe vaguely an inspector who is obsessed with Spider-Man, I guess.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say not that the second part is that much better, but the first part of this is really like, what is happening?
Both parts. The first part is just short. There's no words.
Okay, so
and he's on a staircase.
There's two parts.
Wait, yes, exactly. You have to say that.
There's two parts to this.
One and number two.
Inspector Spidercatcher 1 and 2. We are in the second part. Now, the first part, we'll compartmentalize here. We'll do the first part first.
It's the only way we can deal with this madness.
As you might have noticed, because we posted about a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, good. If you guys want to watch this without our commentary and just revel in the cinematic gloriousness, that is up under exclusive on this channel. So we kick off with.
If you want to watch neither,
just go about your life. In fact,
do
turn
like
this
everybody
off
else, because nobody
go outside, play soccer, run around until you get sweaty, grab a fruit punch, do anything other. If you don't want to do that, you can shut this off right now. But if you do, it's on the channel. So,
do we have fruit punch?
Not here.
We should.
Yeah.
We should. So, Matteo, the first part you said was around 2 minutes. It's very brief.
2 minutes and a half, yes.
And it's wordless.
And it's worthless.
Now, as far as I can assess, we start off with Enzo, and it just drops right in with no sense. You're going to press play on this, you're going to think, wait, did I miss something?
It looks like that.
We start off with Enzo in plain clothes.
Yes. Who it seems to be somehow puzzled or
Right.
frazzled or some other azzled.
That's just his face.
But
Probably
then,
yes. Then in the same place, there is a Spider-Man, which appears almost on a jump, not exactly a jump cut, but almost. Then he grabs his banana gun.
but wait, in this world, within the world of the movie, help me immerse, that Spider-Man is not him?
I have absolutely no idea.
Because we go
You're
directly.
jumping to the second part.
No,
No. In the first part, it's the same shot, and he's
wait, is there no Spider-Man in the first part?
there's,
No,
there's
By the way, we watched this about 20 minutes ago for reference, and I'm genuinely asking
for about the
this.
5th time.
He is walking down the stairs and Spider-Man is catching
No, okay,
him.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Is that am I supposed to assume that those are two different characters then?
We don't see him putting the mask on in this one.
Right. So
we just see Spider-Man's in.
So they're two different
Spider-Man
people. For audience comprehension, there's two.
Comprehension.
There's Enzo and then there's Spider-Man. They are
Yes.
not the same person.
This is how we.
We're trying to figure this out in real time.
Yes.
So
And-
then Enzo cuts to him on a staircase.
Yes.
With a banana gun.
With a banana gun, and he gets.
Is it supposed to be a gun? And he put a banana in there by mistake.
Yeah, sure. I really,
Reach for the sky. Not again.
because he does it 2 or 3 times. The fact that he pulls out the banana.
That's. Is it just okay? I'm gonna film here. We're doing a bunch of takes. Here's the footage.
Put them all.
I
Every
will.
single one.
I do want to say this to give credit.
Like, you have a choice. You have a choice.
I'm going to say it in a realistic way so you won't object, right? Mateo a while back said, you got to admit that he does have a face for this. I think Enzo clearly is a guy like me who loves more than anything in life is goofiness. He loves goofballery. He loves being a silly Billy. And his face, I do think, is conducive to that. I think if you were to put him in the hands of a comedic director, I genuinely believe you could get a good, maybe not acting, but you could get a great, goofball, classic, Jim Carrey, Jerry Lewis-esque.
Yeah.
There's something there that with the proper handling, I do believe Enzo could be the goofball he wants to be. And it's not to say there's not sparks of him having a good time in this. Anyway, just to give credit where credit's due. So,
Throw up.
okay, apparently it's a different person. So then
Not on
Spidey
the
appears.
couch over there.
Spidey appears, and then Enzo
Literally.
goes
Yes.
into a staircase,
Yeah,
which
he's
is
leaving
then
the house, and he gets hit twice.
in the back.
He gets hit once in the back, and with hilarious. Oh, by the way, yes, the first episode, unlike the second one, has also a laugh track. Which resembles the same sound that a wave does on gravel when it comes on the shore.
And
it
once
goes
again,
back.
I forgot that already. Yeah, laugh track. And no laugh track in the second. So you
No.
can see there's a lack of
The second
continuity.
one is more sort of a serious story, though.
Yeah,
I think he's trying to show us two different tones
Yeah,
within the
completely.
same story.
So-
So you're just seeing through two different perspectives.
The
Yes.
basic gist, or should I say the entirety of part one, is that the webbing is catching this gentleman on the back as he descends down the staircase, or attempts to.
There is an incredible stunt. Performed by Enzo
By Enzo
Sorrentino.
himself.
Yes.
You can tell there's no cut, there's no swap out. It's
No,
actually really
no,
him
it's
doing it.
Yes, and it's
pretty
I was-
impressive at his
yes,
age.
Yes, I have to say.
And then, are we just done when he gets off the staircase?
Yeah, he goes away, and
Never
then
gets off the staircase.
Spider-Man appears twice from behind a corner, and then goes a twip to.
See, this is what I'm saying, is
and
that-
and the end.
At least on the other ones, you could attach some sort of esoteric meaning, but this is literally a man in a staircase with fake webbing getting attached to his back as he tries to descend. And everything else, you could at least be like, well, here's an assumption, but this is what was the intent with this part one?
And is that with the part 2?
Well, okay, so part one, honestly, there's really not a lot to pick apart. It's one of the shortest Enzos. It's wordless. Everything we described is it encapsulated. Now, do you guys remember, was part 1 up when we were contacted to be inserted into part 2? I think it was.
Probably.
So Enzo contacted
Probably like
us.
3 years in between the two.
Yes.
I think we were already, like I
And
said,
watching the first one didn't help. Trying to...
we were already in discussion probably about being able to put the subtitles up or something else, and then he asked us if we could film some scenes. Now, what I do think is interesting, and there is, by the way, there's another collaboration coming. I don't know when, because that's on. We got the footage on
Yes.
Tim, so it's on Enzo's end. But here's something intriguing. Something that's objective is that, as I believe the trait of a good director is, Enzo is very specific in his directions and what he asks for. If you remember the one for the upcoming one, it was like Matteo gets up, takes a sip of the coffee, walks 3 feet, he said he's pulled back by force. So there is a specific.
Let's start by saying there's no script. There's just
Gibberish.
It's pretty much an email like, hey, this is what I want you to do. Do you need context for how this takes place in the story, or what's happening, or who's supposed to say it, or what the characters' names are, or how to differentiate yourselves when you're playing the person? He calls us based off like the last outfit we wore in a
Wait, what was the thing he said when he didn't remember the name of?
The one that I loved about it was the instruction for the next movie that you haven't seen. We haven't seen it yet.
No one has. It's coming.
But he said, here's the direction for the first actor, the one with the beard. I forgive me, I don't know his name. Here's the shot, and there is a shot of you. And then he says he has to go on the street with a newspaper under his arm.
The newspaper
He
tucked
has
under
to
one arm.
Look around, looks at a building, and then he seems scared, and he picks up the phone. The other actor does the same. And so what's the point of differentiating you from him?
Wait, was that for this one or the next one?
For the next one.
Okay, I was gonna say, no, we forgot the paper. What do you remember? His instructions for this one? Was it just run around and point?
Yeah.
Just run around and point.
Ragazzi, ho un piano perfetto per catturare l'uomo ragno. È tutto qui. Mi ci sono volute 48 ore, ma è perfetto, non potrà fuggire.
What is the plan?
I have no idea. We have to wait for the third one.
I've got a plan. We're gonna run around and point. So, Enzo did do a little bit of finessing because he clearly filmed the part after we sent the footage of, oh, go check on the street in Los Angeles. Smooth.
Yes, in Los Angeles.
With the fire station.
California.
In the USA.
United States.
3 amici che lavorano con noi dall'America, Los Angeles, California, Stati Uniti d'America.
And call me here
Comma,
in Italy.
in Italy.
The continent of North America.
There's a line in...
But he mentioned the fire station because he didn't know what we would have sent him.
Sì, vedete anche sulla strada dove stanno anche i pompieri lì in America. Va bene, va bene.
Did you have a good trip from the plane? Which one is that?
No, that was the hand.
The hand of fire.
Come è stato? Bene, avete fatto un buon viaggio dall'aereo?
So when the hand of fire calls America, there's a line where the boss says, like, and then contact me, comma, in America.
Domani chiamo i miei uomini in Italia e devono fare un lavoro. Io sono in America con le mie ragazze.
Well, you remember I'm there?
No, that's this one.
No, that's the boss against the wall with Enzo
Oh,
in
it's also
Hand
him
of
in this
Fire.
one.
But yes, so in this one, Enzo goes, and then get back to me, comma, in Italy, because of course I'm there and that's America.
Vedete un pochettino e poi mi date a me una conferma in Italia, va bene?
And then throughout the movie, we don't know how come Spider-Man is both here and there.
Also,
at
both the same Spider-Catcher and Spider-Man.
Yes, so probably there are two of them. Who
So
knows?
most of our instruction, other than the scene on the couch where Matteo is supposed to have a plan.
It's like a ransom note that we just have to decipher to figure out what we have to do.
Oh God! Oh God! So he says
what
he
is
wants
the
us, he says he
reward?
wants us to go into the street. And,
But we needed the Rosetta Stone to decipher what he wanted because.
but
The craziest thing is when I'm always like, wait, is this just translation? You can't translate properly to English.
It translates from
or
Italian
literally?
into Italian, and it doesn't come out very well.
So most of our instruction for Spider Catcher Part 2, other than the couch scene, was to run through the streets and point.
Yes.
Which I assume was, even though the cut looks nothing remotely close that we're in the same area, I assume the last part of it is
You don't
he's
know what the sky looks like
swinging
up there.
and we're pointing.
The alley scene, we're supposed to be just, oh, careful, Spider-Man
Yes.
could be around here.
I have to say I'm surprised that he left out a few moments.
That
of
we
it.
sent him?
Yes, I was almost sure that he would have used
Just put
everything. And instead, he had the decency of cutting out a couple of bits. Nothing major, but there were 2 or 3 other scenes. But yes, he saw that we filmed by the fire station that is here. So, of course, it's production value. That's Super 8.
Production value!
I mean, I do appreciate the little bit of, well, let's mention the fire station. It shows a little.
Well, once again, he sent us no script, so I'm pretty sure. I mean, think about his actual features.
Yes.
What is the?
Dude, I want to be on set with this guy for a full-on hour and a half.
What
so
are his
just to see
actors seeing when they're like, okay, here's your scene. Okay, wait, what am I doing? I'm wearing this. Okay, what's my character?
Can you imagine what he's like on set?
Because the movie opens with him receiving a phone call with somebody, and he's calling him Inspector Spiderweb.
Devo chiamare l'ispettore Ragni.
And then he
Right.
says, I'm an Inspector Spider-Catcher, so whatever. But then he says, yes.
Inspector, there's a tiger behind you.
Yes.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Inspector Tiger.
But he says, yes, I'm running. Then I'm shaving. I'm changing.
Yes.
Ho capito. Va bene. Allora corro. Sì, va bene. C'è un ragno. Ho capito. Va bene, vengo, ti faccio barba, mi preparo, giacchetta e tutto, va bene?
And then we cut to the next day where it looks like he's waking up.
Yes.
But
He changed.
when Spider-Man is getting dressed into putting his mask on, it's Enzo.
Tuck the neck
Yes.
in.
It's just like a blown out vagina all over his chest.
So
essentially, someone is contacting him that Spider-Man is here being America. And
No, because he's in Italy.
But the guy on the phone is like, hey, Spider-Man is,
Oh, yes,
is here.
yes,
He's
yes.
like, oh, he's here? He's there?
And then
Hello,
there
in
are
America?
Two shots with
Where are you?
the mafia
I'm in
boss
Italy.
with no shoulders. With a
Oh
mustache.
yes, he makes an appearance. Our
He
Dracula.
First he receives, yeah, exactly. First he receives the
What is
web on his face, and then he walks, just like he walks like an Egyptian or something.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Dude, that is our Dracula. That is
Maybe
our
he's just,
mob boss.
Enzo saw him
That
in the
is-
middle of town and they're trying to get away from him.
Or is leftover footage from something else because it makes absolutely no sense.
Okay, so here's a question, because as per the
A
notes,
question.
like Matthew said, there probably isn't an actual written script.
You asked the first question?
Do you think there has ever been, and we're going to laugh at this,
No.
but I mean this genuinely, do you think
No.
in any of his productions there's ever been an
Absolutely
actual
not.
written out script to follow, or do you think what we got a glimpse of
What do you
where he's
consider a
like,
script?
where he's like,
Oh,
hey,
words on a napkin, a script?
okay, so go take a shot of you sipping coffee, put
Or
a paper
10
on your
notes
arm,
scribbled on his palm, a script?
But
here's your lines.
listen. Hold on.
He's not even talking.
But listen, a newspaper tucked under his arm is kind of the specificity that I think I've learned a directorial mind should have. So it may seem a little funny to a detail like that, but again, there's a specificity to what he asked. So similar to what I was saying about M. Night's work, no matter how alienating it is, it seems disingenuous to come to the conclusion that M. Night was not consciously making these choices. It just seems like, even if you hate the guy, it's like, it seems dumb to think that he isn't making specific choices, even if they're very alienating ones. So,
Just because you make a stupid decision,
there has to be.
I mean, something like the newspaper, sure, maybe.
You genuinely believe there's never been a written script for any of his stuff?
No.
Do you genuinely also believe that?
Yes, there's things written down, of course.
I think that he has just like a generic. He's kind of like a Jim Jarmusch or.
Ooh, what a comparison!
Christopher Guest. That he says, okay, we have to start from here and end here. How, it doesn't matter. And apparently it doesn't matter to anybody, because when they start to film whatever they do, nobody knows what to do.
I would give anything to be on the set with him and see what it's actually like. Just there has to be an actual process somehow. What does he say to the actors? What are the actors thinking?
I'm wondering why. I mean, I understand there was the pandemic in the middle, but I understand why. I mean, I want to understand why it took him, and it's still taking him apparently so long to do A Man Who Came from the Sea.
It's gonna be an epic, man. You can't rush it.
It's supposed to be
special
full length.
effects. I don't know. None of his. The only movie.
Nothing is 90 minutes so far. The closest is like an hour-ish or 45.
I think that there is a couple that are an hour and something, but yes. And
I think we've only done Polizia and Path is about 40 each, or one.
The Polizia is 45.
No, I think it's Hand of Fire is 40.
On the Path is 16, and yes, the Hand of Fire is almost like it's slightly shorter than the police investigates the crime, but yes.
Most of it's padding.
Oh, everything is padding. he made a movie.
Padding the movie.
Yeah, instead of Paddington, he makes padding. That's it.
So you believe there's never been a traditional script?
No.
You mean like script format?
I don't.
Or like just written down?
Hey, here's the script. I wrote down what I would like to.
No, I don't think so. I think that is more like in the scene of The Hand of Fire, where they're blatantly reading lines over there because he came up on the spot.
Qua come andiamo noi, l'America è grande, ma anche noi, nel nostro piccolo, siamo forza.
Even if everybody is an amateur in terms of acting or directing or whatever,
yes.
If you have a script, at least give it them one day before so they know the lines. And instead, if the fact that they have to read them on the set, either they're like Marlon Brando, doubtful.
Well, the woman kind of looks a little like.
Yeah, very true. Especially
later
in life. Yes. Or really, he's say, okay, let's do a scene around the table. What do I say? Oh, let me write 3 or 4 lines.
I just realized what it is. He's using the Fee Ghostbusters method. That's what he's doing. Go ahead, just shoot. Let these people talk.
Yes.
And it works just as brilliantly, whether Ghostbusters 2016 or whether Enzo Sorrentino.
MaJaMa.
What do you say? Facciamolo?
Facciamolo!
Bell'inizio.
You see that sometimes he has thoughts in the middle of a scene, like the eyeglasses in The Path.
Oddio mio. Oddio. Gesù.
But I don't think there is a comprehension of how a movie works.
You can stop at comprehension.
Yes, I mean, true. But where you have a setup and a payoff of some sort. The movies end
Yeah, I mean,
abruptly.
Yes, I would believe there was lines written down at some point because we obviously see it. But in terms of like, hey, here's the story. Like maybe he's sketching down, psycho journal serial killer notes for himself. But I don't think it's ever formatted into any sort of like actions.
No. Okay.
I think that what he has is the equivalent of what he wrote to us, the directions for us.
Is that like in the notes app of his phone?
Yeah,
or is it just written in crayon?
He just writes it in the text and sends it to us?
On the back of a Denny's menu?
I mean, like, especially when you're sending it to someone in another country, have to translate in another language, you think you'd be like, oh, let me be a little bit more verbose and kind of break it down to exactly what I want.
And the best part is that apparently he has a diploma in jurisprudence, so he's a lawyer. Can you imagine?
All right, here's my question.
Maybe he's good at that.
Especially because I know in the industry you've had to, animal handle people, if you will, finagle them. You remember the role of Seth Rogen that you enjoyed in The Disaster Artist of Jesus trying to, you get it, trying to goad the person through. Do you think if you were to be there with him, because hearing you say I don't think he knows how a movie works, setup, payoff, do you think...
You better just put your knee on his trachea.
And I don't even mean this comedically. I mean, like, I'm sure you've had to work with jackasses or spacey people who aren't actors. Do you think you could do you think you could kind of walk him through or do you think you could have an effect? Like, do you think you could actually be like, oh, well, Enzo, maybe this and that, or maybe this, or if we do this, it'll pay off? Do you think it could be kind of
just
teachable?
shank him in the kidney and push him off?
But I'm genuinely curious about this. Like I said, I know in the industry you've probably had to, hey, this person's a non-actor, this person's egotistical, or this whatever reason, you got to work to get the product done. Do you think you could kind of nudge him towards a more tiny understanding, like, oh, if you did that, or if you did, or kind of maybe rehearse, or... What's the level of...
Maybe you could, try...
And I'm just strictly asking your opinion, of course. None of us have met him.
Yeah.
But do you think you could, or anyone could kind of...
Bid.
Massage some knowledge
in theory? I mean, Mythbusters did an episode where you can teach an old dog a new trick.
Seems to me that you can, in fact, teach an old dog new tricks.
I agree. This one is totally busted. And one of the more cuddly myths we've ever done.
And it worked. So, based upon that, you say, technically, maybe.
I just feel like, I guess my question with him, going back to the old what's going on argument, is would he...
Does he care, or does he understand?
Well, would he understand the critiques?
No, I don't think so.
Like, he wouldn't get the breakdowns of this is why this is so incomprehensible.
Why do you point the camera at the actors? What's that red light?
Yeah. No, I think...
Is it supposed to do that?
What is a camera? Oh, that's what that thing is, a camera.
Probably, and this would be my, how could you call it, an educated guess or something. If he were kind enough to say, oh, I want to do a scene where he does, and A enters in this room, does this and this and this, and winds up with B, if he tells you what he wants to do, and if he gives you a little bit of time for you to shoot it in a way that then you can show it and say, if you do it like this, it's much more cohesive and more coherent, then maybe. If you show him in the same place, the same scene, shot maybe not in one... Because I realize, and as a mistake that I made myself the first time I had a camera, that you have the tendency of doing extremely long takes instead of doing close-ups, especially because the first time we had a camera, but we didn't have an editing software or an editing equipment good enough to, so you tend to do everything in one take. But now we can. Now you can do it almost on your phone, I guess. You could edit stuff. So why don't taking advantage of that, and rather than doing these incredibly long takes where you look at the camera.
Yeah, edit your footage.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. So
Hey, there's a thing called editing?
I'm so curious.
But I think even taking his own footage and one of us editing it would just do wonders in itself.
Yeah.
And once again, just the blatant mistakes of like there's the frame of the Spider-Man, the same kind of angle around the corner, and then just cuts to another shot of him. Like, okay, did you just not watch it back? Did you miss that? Did you not
shoot
care?
it in different days, and you think that that's the only place?
And then my follow-up question to what Matteo said is if, in the name of artistic visions, hey man, I made your aggressive song more conducive to the mainstream. Ugh, you ruined it. That old artistic trope. I'm curious if he'd look at the properly edited version and be like, you ruined what it was supposed to be. Which I would find very interesting.
Yes.
Because
At
here's
that
the
point,
thing.
you just bury him alive.
Here's the thing.
With a video camera.
Yeah.
Andy Warhol's building movie.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, we've gotten into this discussion of the art. We got into this with our last Lynch episode, the artiste. If Andy Warhol could genuinely say, hey, I want to film a building for 36 hours or whatever, maybe it's possible. I'm not saying anything concrete. I don't know. I'm just
But that's
that he's
even,
like, this is what I wanted to do.
That's even like a concept. I don't think Enzo even has that in terms of like, how would you want to, what do you want to say with this? What do you want to show? It's more so kind of like, I don't even know, making it up on the spot, using every single shot of footage you have to either pad the runtime or just you think it's all that good to leave in.
I think that is all of the above.
But he's also making, and despite his bad editing, he's making conscious choices to edit a certain way.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's editing these.
Well, not apparently.
No, didn't we got contacted by the gentleman for the older
but-
Spider Enzo that said didn't he say I do the editing for him?
Not only that, but this new one.
And he was speaking fluent English.
He was
He was English.
He was
American.
What's it called? Jason from Los Angeles, from LA. You know,
Roger?
Roger from LA.
Hi, my name is Roger from LA.
That's him?
Wait,
How do you know that? Oh, his name.
It's the same name.
No, that was the guy.
What?
Roger was the guy saying, I'm the Roger in the movie and I edit.
Yeah.
If I knew that, I forgot that. You made contact with Roger from LA? And
wait, is he here? Can we talk to him?
It's me,
I think it is over there.
Roger, from LA.
You mean it was just movie magic?
Yes.
Dude, I completely forgot that's who he said he was.
Sì.
Wait, did he say Roger from LA or
whoa. What if we could get him on the show?
He's in Italy.
He's in Italy.
It's a joke.
Oh, we need to solve the mysteries.
But, well, he's fairly older, so maybe he's incompetent and incontinent too.
Could you edit this for me? I didn't do anything. Will he notice? I just gave him the footage in order that he gave it to me. This is great.
Because I mean, so he was the one who was saying Enzo doesn't things intentionally bad to be glitchy, like for internet humor.
We should look up the comment and screenshot to put in the episode. But
but the guy
he was saying that I don't think he didn't say it as blatantly as that, but he said like, yes, guys, Enzo is aware of internet humor, and like tells us
whatever you think, it's intentional.
Try to make it like that. Again, it'd be interesting to look up the specific comment because I forgot about this whole exchange under the comments of Spider Enzo.
I think that also he said he's not. It doesn't come as a surprise, but he's not fluent with the technology and stuff like that. So that's why he needs other people, because otherwise he would edit himself, of course.
How do you find comparable people as bad as you to do the rest of your
Craigslist?
To do your
Yes.
to do the rest.
How do we meet?
To do the rest of your work.
Okay, look. Okay, so going again on the trope of the artistic immovable douche, a joke we love from Bukowski's Post Office. There's another person working at the.
You gotta take it out eventually, man. You're gonna make yourself sick.
What?
The immovable douche.
Oh, that's great. Well, let's do it again. You know, playing again on the trope of the writer as the immovable douche.
You gotta take it out eventually, man. You're gonna make yourself sick.
Oh yeah, there'd be an infection if the douche never came out.
Oh, it sounds just like not rehearsed at all.
So, playing on the trope of that, one of our favorite jokes in Bukowski's post office, there's a fellow writer working at the post office who asked Bukowski, "Can you read this work?" So, it was one of me and Matthew's favorite jokes about the creative types. Bukowski brings it back to him, and he's like, "Oh, I have a couple notes," and the guy just screams, "Everything stays!" So, again, with that trope of the artist in mind, even if it's done in incompetence, maybe Enzo is like, no, this is the design. And like I said, if Matteo reshuffled it, he'd be like, you ruined it. I got it exactly as I wanted it. What did you do? Why did you make it flow that way? My way was the way.
You can understand it now.
Which,
it's in linear order.
MaJaMa.
Dobbiamo prenderlo questo ragno. Good morning. Please, yes. Va bene, ciao, ciao.
If you think about American Idol bad singers, it seems entirely possible that this is his vision. Again, Big Shark convinced me finally that Tommy is simply just someone marching to the beat of his own drum.
There's a shark coming! Oh my god, look at this!
There's too much at work of specificity that actually works to be entertaining in Big Shark, that Tommy crossed over for me, that there's something there. I don't know, I feel like maybe Enzo is
an idiot.
Oh!
I mean, just think about, we don't know if he's playing himself plus Spider-Man, because we see him put the mask on as Enzo. And then
the first one really have no, or the first one.
The second one.
The second one we have no idea, because the first one is supposed to be.
At least we don't see him put the mask on in the second one. We just see Spider-Man. We see in the Inspector Spider-Catcher. Terrible name. First off, we haven't said that before. Terrible.
I think it's all the R's. Inspector, Spider, Catcher.
Wait, say it in Italian again.
Ispettore Acchiappa Ragni.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, you can say anything. And then we just have pretty much the role of the inspector in the second film is to get ready, get in the bathroom, going through his wardrobe, changing, putting a shirt on, adjusting himself, walking out.
That's the entirety of his role.
And then we see Spider-Man at a certain point, who is apparently in America, also pop up in the same bathroom that the Inspector Spider-Catcher is getting ready in. But like he materializes in the bathroom as opposed to like dropping in or walking in.
So
what are we supposed to?
As far as we know, Inspector Spider-Catcher, is placing a call to Inspector Spider-Web to say, we've located Spider-Man in America, contact our 3 friends in America to try to hunt him down. Matteo in America then says, hey, I've got a plan for it. And then Enzo says, check the streets with the fire station, and then we go out and point at a bunch of spots where Spider-Man is as he's
where to
swinging
go to check
around, and then...
What's our plan?
And then...
We run like assholes through an alleyway and hide behind a utility box.
Yes.
And then point at the sky.
And also in beautiful Enzo fashion, it wasn't intentional, but it works well, is my points perfectly cover my face in that shot every time I do it. It wasn't intentional, but it syncs up beautifully with with the master style.
But the most beautiful thing, I would say, is the wonderful special effects of the flowers that appear and vanish.
Oh, yeah, what? Okay.
That means like he's using the capture feature for like webcam when you're on a meeting.
It looks like that because it's
as opposed to any sort of green screen or blue screen.
Yeah, because it's even for the first guy who called, I noticed that the hand is a little wonky.
Here's another example. Right. When me and you were shooting Rap, our fake ultra low budget cable thing? What was one of the first things you said, hey, when we do the green screen, I can intentionally not do it good, so there's a blue rift around me, right?
And tonight I'm here with the new sensation of hip-hop, shrooms. Now, shrooms. I heard you're a fun guy.
Because the joke was the lo-fi incompetence. So Matteo said, what we're going to do intentionally for a joke is leave a blue blur around my green screen. Intentionally, for the comedy. There would seem to be, and I'm not even making the case he's doing this, it's just weird that it seems a similar choice, like, hey, I want to make a really, Matteo, my pitch to you is a really low-budget Spider-Man, and the joke's going to be incompetence, we know what we're doing. Could you maybe take, like, a stock image and, like, you forgot to erase it out and have it pop up? You know what, let's have it pop up sporadically so they think that we forgot it. This is what I'm saying, is that there's not a lot, I'm not even saying this is Enzo's intent, but there's not a lot of difference between, hey, the joke here is incompetence, leave the blue blur, and could you have the background randomly pop up like we forgot it? I am not saying that that's what he's doing, but it does work the same.
See.
What would it be other than sunflowers randomly appear behind Spider-Man for no reason?
And like he's used green screen before for Spider
the other Spider the song
Spider-Man. My God, the amount of things that pop up in the background in that.
That's in comparison is a masterpiece.
Alle 7 mi metto il vestito, con 2 passi e una ragnatela, e divento l'uomo ragno, ragno.
Yes!
In terms of green screen and stuff.
Minus the chair, but yeah.
Oh my God, the chair.
I was born in
New York. Here's my Enzo!
È l'uomo ragno, è l'uomo ragno, che difendi la città.
I think Spider Enzo's the best thing he's ever done. Is there anything else to say?
Hopefully
we're back at the same mystery.
Yes. We will never crack this nut.
All right, well, guys,
can't we just email him and say, hey, are you making this bad on purpose?
Or you
have no talent.
We didn't think about trying that.
Why don't we interview this man?
We have to. We will do that.
Okay, you know what? We're making a promise on camera now. We're going to figure out a way to interview Enzo. We're going to keep trying to get to the bottom of this mystery.
If only one of us could speak his language.
If only.
Yeah.
And we don't know when, because it's now in the master's hands, but another feature with MaJaMa in it is coming, titled...
He's going to crush it.
The Old Man Who Came from the Sea? I'm actually kind of excited. He makes it sound like it's his epic, like it's his odyssey,
Yes.
like it's...
As is shown from the trailer and or test footage.
Oh my God, cut to test footage, Jesus. He's saying he's been working on this for years and years and years, right?
The first time I saw that trailer, it was, I think, really before the pandemic.
Wow. Big things coming from the master. Big things coming from MaJaMa X Enzo. Good God. Well, guys, as is customary, if anyone can remember any of this slop, we're going to go around and say our favorite line.
There's no words.
As we do on Scraps. I will say mine is...
Venite un pochettino e poi mi date a me una conferma in Italia, va bene?
Because it's so blatantly like, you remember, there are 2 different locales, and I, the one, am here in Italy, so that's mine. I know it's hard to pick because there's not many. You can pick one of your own if you want. I like how facciamolo sounds.
Facciamolo is fun to say.
Facciamolo!
I love the complete incomprehension of the first one. The fact that it starts abruptly, that there are this bizarre thing, the stunt on the stairs.
And the banana.
And the banana.
It's a banana.
Where are the bananas?
Where's bananas?
Don't look. All right, guys. So thanks for joining us as we break down our entry into the Enzoverse. We are very excited about it, no matter how incomprehensible it may be. It's kind of a unique journey for us, and more is coming. So thanks for joining us here on Scraps. There's lots more coming. Exclusive Enzos are up on this channel, and once again, I'm going to try to force it on you guys. Get together with some of your buddies, get some beers, get a little bit of smoke, sit down and watch these things. We got exclusive ones. If you like Tommy Wiseau, Neil Breen, if you like the Birdemics, any of that stuff, I'm telling you, you guys are going to love the Enzos. They're incomprehensible. They're baffling. You're going to cackle. Ask our buddy Spectre. He loves them. He has viewing parties with his friends. Bless you for that. Much love always to Spectre. And to all of you out there, from our couch to yours, much love. And come back next time for more Scrappingtons.
Or maybe a regular episode.
Or maybe a regular episode.
I hope not.
MaJaMa. MaJaMa.